Okay, put myself live for like 5 minutes early just to make sure I got everything right. And for those joining us for the first time and mostly for the recording, this time I made damn sure I put the Facebook live on public instead of just friends, so that when I eventually get to the screen and we get to the chat window, it should work and I should be a little bit less of an idiot. I'm going to be officially live in about 2 minutes. I'm going to take a little sip of my snob water. Last week I ran out of Earl Grey and I've had a bit of a headache all day pretty much. So today my snob water is peppermint. It's a real shame I have to pause the music every time I want to talk, or else it's going to mirror itself in my microphone and then it's just going to be a mirrory mess because I really enjoy Paper Mario 64 music. One of my guilty pleasure games, really. I can sit down and just play that true and true. It's not even my favorite game, it's just a fun game to go through. Oh, 7 p.m. There we go. To my screen, people. Alright. Eventually. Refresh. Okay, gonna do a little test. Please work. Oh, thank God. Alright, we're ready to go. Woo! So you guys are going to be spoiled today. It's another school story. I try to pick the ones where I don't end up crying in the end, so hope you're gonna enjoy it. Well, it's like they say, kitty, location, location, location. If anything, you got the right idea. Pretty sure what I'm actually drawing is my philosophy teacher's class and not my advanced English class. But it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that the teacher pretty close to correct. Davis, you know where you can put your faster? Incidentally, these audio jokes are working way better when I don't have to constantly read them. I just need to wait for them to show up on top of the screen. I'll put it to the correct font. Oh, there we go. For those who are curious, the font I use for Bootleg Cookie usually is back issues that I found on blambot.com. I think it's a free font, but don't take my word on that, just go see. So glad to finally see the restream chat working. We got 5 viewers right now, and Emily just showed up, so hello, Emily. Emily, wow, I'm turning into my sister, Emily. I apologize, Emily. Don't worry, I'm not making fun of your name, I'm making fun of my sister. And all is right with the world. Spoiler alert, this teacher is not going... Oh, hello, Jim. Jim just logged on. Spoiler alert, this teacher is not going to give me shit.
How old I am. Yay, a little wavy hand. It works for emojis. I'm so happy.
So as I was going to say, it's probably hard to tell how old I am, because for a lot of times I'm short and I got long hair. I should be about 16 when this story happens, because it was at the beginning of my cégep. I'm gonna wait for your comment to show up because it shows up faster in the chat than in the actual video window. There it is. Is this for a webcomics? Asks Jim. Yes, it is. It is my weekly webcomic bootleg cookie. That is linked on my main hub right here, that you can find on the Tapas and Webtoon. Better quality on Tapas because I'm not too sure yet how to resize it properly for Webtoon. I'll figure it out one day. See my face right here? I'm not in trouble when it shows up. There's a delay. Marilou just showed up, so hello Marilou. Hello Marilou. And she probably heard that joke like 3 million times. On Webtoons, yes indeed, Jim, as you saw earlier, the name is Bootleg Cookie. You look it up on Webtoon, you should be able to find it. If not, just go to sovereignofficial.tk to find it. Or there should be a link tree in my bio on Instagram and my personal Facebook page where this is being broadcast for you. The link tree links to all of my different social media presence. Colin. Should be easy to find from there. It'll be easier to find than for me to pronounce, apparently. Well, I was pretty sure my tea was an alcoholic. Apparently it is. Too much peppermint. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Oh! And I just saw that Marilyn read all my bootleg cookies. Thank you very much. That's very appreciated. I'm glad you enjoyed them. And Davis just put a direct link to the Webtoons portal to Bootleg Cookie, because that's why he gets away with telling me to go faster every time, because he's actually a sweetie. I'd like to say don't tell him I said that, but now it's public. You're nice. Na, 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 na. Probably mostly going to be a Canadian joke. Might have to explain it in the artist comments later when I post it. But you'll see when I finish this panel. There's nothing you can do about it, Davis. You're nice. You can't escape your destiny. Just gonna click out of the window real quick. I might need some reference. It's been a little while. Oh, of course. I need some reference. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, might as well put it here. When you create new from clipboard, it's going to make a new file right next to the one you're working on from something that you copied. In this case, these two idiots. But because I don't want to constantly click here and there, I'm going to put them on my second screen, because I need to look at them. At least you guys got music. I got silence and my family trying to not yell and be loud, but they're loud anyway because pug. Oh, I hope this is going to look better once it's inked. Now it looks like a melted version of like Cecil Turtle from Terry Fader. Put slime because Maurice is very slimy. Oh, thank you, Mary Lou. Oh, Alfonso just logged on. Hello, Alfonso. Of course, guys, keep in mind I'm French. English is my second language, so imagine any other languages. So if I mispronounce your names, feel more than free to correct me. As best you can, text-based. Yeah, that's better. Now the reason I look kinda frowny, sad, thingy, it's not necessarily that I was frowny, sad, thingy, is that I was actually surprised and entertained that my teacher's first reflex was to say that I was scaring him instead of accusing me of cheating, because I wasn't cheating. I was literally watching a cartoon show that just happened to have the exact same stories that he was giving us. It was pure coincidence. So for Canadian kids, Larry and Maurice, well, no, I shouldn't. I was gonna say English Canadian kids, but the show was translated in French. So for Canadian kids, these two should be familiar. Canadian kids in the 90s, early 2000s, I should say. There we go. If you were watching as much TV as I was, they should look familiar. For those who are not familiar, I just basically explained the show, and basically it was a diner. I can never remember the English name of the show for some reason, but in French I think it was called Frisson. And it's basically a diner where Larry the cockroach, who I'm penciling right now, and Maurice the maggot would host a cartoon show, a vignette show. It was basically a creep show, but with less creep and more show. They had cartoons of some stories, like, I don't know if you remember, like there's this one story where they go to a restaurant and they try to bring their dog, but the restaurant owners ask for the dog to like be put in the kitchen or something, and then they think they ate their dog because they found a collar in the food they were eating. But in this show's version of that story, the dog was okay because they were in an alien restaurant and the aliens were actually after his collar because the leather his collar was made from is a delicacy for the aliens. They had no intention of eating the dog. Of course, the family did not know that, so when they found the color in the food, they got sick and left. But I think when I remember... Oh, Cohen just came up. Let's see. Hello, Cohen. Welcome. And Mary Lou remembers that show, and that is awesome. I'm not the only one. It wasn't a fever dream. All right. I remember that one one of the stories that I got the ending correct was the one where they had sent a kid in the cemetery and was supposed to plant a knife in a dangerous person's tomb, but it turned out that he had planted the knife in his own pant cuff. So he thought that the person that came out of his tomb to keep him there. In this version of the story, he passed out, so I figured that in the real story, the person died. And turns out he did. Because if there's something I know, it's my horror. I don't watch it, but I read it. His beard was better kept, I just feel like drawing it like this. Because let's be honest, I love horror. Oh, Paul just joined. Hello, Paul. Welcome. I'm reminded of not really another story, but more like an event. Because this teacher happened to look pretty similar to one of my French teachers in high school. And I'm actually, when it comes to horror, I'm quite the pussy. I don't mind reading it. Like, I did a bootleg cookie about that. I don't mind reading it. I don't mind drawing it. I don't mind reading about it on Wikipedia. I don't want to see it on TV. That's still kind of, ugh. And I know the effects they use, and I know the actors are okay and stuff like that, but, no. So, what that teacher did, and that was part of schoolwork, he showed us, what's the name of that movie in English? Is it Mountain of Madness or In the Mouth of Madness? Is that weird supernatural movie about an author who whatever he writes happens for real, and then there's a detective, I think, that goes to the town he created, and all this weird, gross shit happens. I couldn't watch the movie. Like, for the entire duration of the movie, I had my head down and I was doodling as best I could in a dark room. And then we had to answer a questionnaire about the movie. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He tried to make us watch a horror movie, and considering that because of my weird birthday placement, I was much younger than my classmates, I didn't want to watch the movie. Let's see, I think it was my grade, let's see, 12, 11, 10, 9, I think it was my grade 9 teacher. So I couldn't have been really old. 12. Must have been like 12 or 13, around that. Look, I'm not good at math, okay? I just know I came into high school at age 10. That eyebrow placement should better explain this teacher's mood. He had no idea what was going on. What time is it? Oh, I'm doing good good time today, so far, at least. Now, I don't remember if he had more or less hair than that. And quite honestly, it's pretty far, so I don't really care. I'm gonna have a little sip of snob water. Ah, tasty. That's better. I don't know, I had a little trouble drawing today. Not a big deal. I remember the chairs were better quality too. Like that one entire molded piece that you usually see in offices and stuff like that, instead of the wooden ones that would grab my hair and rip it off constantly. Purple people because nobody cares who these are, but I'm gonna pretend they're people. Add a couple detail. I see Mary Lou is probably leaving because we still got a half an hour of this, and she's obviously busy. No sarcasm, no judging. And I wish you a great evening too, and I'm glad you enjoy watching me draw. And yes, I have to specify when I'm being sarcastic or not, because most people can't tell the difference. I'm not being sarcastic right now, I'm really wishing her a nice evening. I don't know who you are, but you're a girl now. Besides, it's recorded on here and on YouTube, so that's why it doesn't matter if people leave while I live stream, because if they want to see it, they get to see it later. It's just nice to have live people, because sometimes they ask questions, they want to know what you're doing, stuff like that, and that's the fun part of live streaming. To have curious people. Well, while I'm here, might as well keep talking. This cégep was built on the base of a monastery. So, there are some parts of it that are, how should I say, special, quote unquote. as I was telling Mom yesterday, the thing is, most of the cégep is very well organized. Like, you go up one floor, you either go left or right. You go up another floor, you either go left or right. I think, if memory serves well, there's like 4 floors, if not 5. I'm pretty sure it's 4. 5 if you count the basement, but we'll get to that in a minute. And it's literally, you go up, you either go left or right. You go up, either go left or right. If you go down, that's where the fun starts. Because I had a class, history of art, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm certain it's history of art. You don't forget a classroom like that. You had to go through this humongous oak door. Like, for starters, all the doors on the main floor, they were oak doors. So, yeah, it was pretty much a given. The other floors, they were like normal wooden doors, not giant. So you go through this giant oak door. Then there's like this little hall you walk in, and it's like mauve. They painted it mauve. And then you have to make pretty much a U-turn to go into this like tiny staircase. But then you have to continue walking past the door, and then you there's like another hall, and then another door, and then you get into this really tall music room. And it was the only class that I had that was like that. And of course it had a piano that we were not allowed to play. And it had a really tall ceiling, and I'm assuming it was soundproof because there were instruments in there other than the piano. And then we learned more about Dolly, and I was happy because, as you all know, I really love Dolly. Dolly is my jam! And there. I'm just gonna take a quick break. Have a little sippy, then I'm going to ink. It's just I have to draw like really fast when I do these, so I tend to develop a small cramp sometimes. If you guys are drinking anything, tell me. I'll be right back, you guys. Told you I'll be right back. It was getting hot, so I took off the eternal pink house coat. Back to you. I changed my settings a little bit because I was working on something that, if you guys follow the Auric Patreon, we'll get to see next weekend. Pretty proud of it. Oh, that's big. Yeah. Oops. Wrong layer. There. Now it should be good. I'm still super happy that I got the Facebook chat working again. For those not in the know or during the recording. If you're watching the recording, nobody is talking right now, so that's why it's not updating anymore. Oh, my mom just showed up, so welcome, Mom. I'm telling the story about when I scared one of my Cégep teachers. And just got some messages from Picard too. That's actually super nice. I get to see what's going on. Great. Otaki asks if I am open for commissions. Yes, I am. But usually when it comes to live stream commissions, I do them a little later in the week because once I'm done with the 1 hour or more comic, I'm pretty tired. But yeah, I am open for commissions. I just hope for him that he's got the sound. Well, I'm assuming it's a him, could be a her. I hope for them they got the sound on. That's part of the reason why I wanted this multi-chat room thing going on, was so I could speak and draw and not have to stop every 5 minutes to reply. Sound is not on. They don't know I'm open for commissions. I do believe there's like 3 different alerts on the main page that says that yes, I am open for cons and my price list on the Picard 2 streaming window. So yeah. great. If your audio is on, well, there you go. I answered. Yeah, I guess I could. But like I said, not tonight because I'll be tired once I'm done with this, but I could in a future stream. Oops. If I do have a Discord, I do have a Discord. Before you go any further, you might want to know that this is streamed via multiple platforms. So a lot of people are seeing your messages right now. Let me see if I can find the number. Not like my Discord is private or anything. Where is it? Oh, there we go. So if anybody else wants to join my Discord, it should show up in the top chat room soon. I just didn't make it public yet because I have nothing to put on it right now. Been a little too busy to populate it, so yeah. Oh, I was looking forward to this part. Larry's giant globulous eyes. For those wondering, Sharon, are you really going to draw some bondage? And I'm like, have you guys never been on my divine art? Like, I've drawn worse for Davis, so imagine. Yeah, Davis, I'm dragging your name in the mud. And for the record, no, I did not draw porn for Davis. I drew worse. I drew E.H. Joe's. It was all his ideas. And for those not familiar with Bootleg Cookie and probably wondering, does your mom know people ask you to draw this stuff? May I refer you to the time I specifically called Mom in my office so she could see a penis I was drawing. So yeah. Fun times of being an adult. Speaking of, I'm almost done here. Time for the flats, time for the flats. I keep forgetting to boot up my colors. There they are. So I usually like, when I color in the faces, to put the base color everywhere, so like that when it's time to put the whites I can actually see what I'm doing. This is the lasso field tool that is usually found over here in these tools, if I'm not mistaken, that I move up here so I could remember where it is, because I kept forgetting every single time. It's the best tool ever. I don't know if Photoshop has it, but it's the best tool ever, of all times. Of all times. Especially when it comes to my skin color, which most of the time Clip Studio will assume is white, as in basic white, because it's so pale. Can't believe it does that even on the computer itself. It's kind of insulting, really. Whoops, wrong color. Got a bad feeling about this commission. Alright, I should probably color this now, while I think about it. Now, the one thing I do like about Larry is that he has a really nice blue going on. I mean, for a cockroach, they gave him a lovely color. I should probably mute. Oop. Hang on. I'm gonna mute all the text because otherwise it's going to mess up with the coloring. Oop, there. Because since the text is associated with the frames and the frames is currently selected with this little set as reference layer, it assumes that the text is line art and the color should be within those limits. So yeah, it messes up with the coloring a lot. Also has some absolutely lovely green eyes. For some reason, they did a really good job on his color scheme. Now that I'm looking at him real good there. Also, Maurice is like perfectly disgusting. Kind of like this off-white with like way too much reds and pinks to be comfortable, but it's like not a good pink, and oh, it's hard to describe. And of course he's covered in slime at all times. So just for this, I'm going to make his slime a little bit green just to make it worse. Wow, there we go. And eventually when I'll have time, I'll reprogram my Switch controller so I can use that thing that I used where I could just click on the Switch buttons and it would change my colors over here. Actually make the work a little, a little bit faster. That was useful. I don't have a lot of time lately for anything. Oh, I forgot a line here. There, and it's gone. I'm just putting him in the blue shirt because I feel like it, because if I remember well, he was more of a light pastels kind of shirt thing going on. Whoop, not here. That's the fun thing about being an artist, artistic license. And to keep in mind my fashion at the time, because I was horribly depressed all the time. Black shirt. There. I was wondering, did it really look like that? As far as I know. It's been more than, wait, I'm 36? It's been 20 years, so around that. So I don't remember much. I'm amazed about what I do remember. Yeah, I'm not forgetting that wall there. There really was like different kinds of colored walls. If I'm not mistaken, there were some rooms that were similar to the high school, as in they had a color on the bottom and not on top. So yeah, I'm kind of working off of that. I'm humming. Keep in mind I cannot hear the music while I'm drawing. I put it on mute so there's no audio mirroring. So if I start humming and it doesn't make sense with the music that's playing, that's normal because I can't hear it. How big? What time is it? 8:29. I'm almost done at least. It's just taking forever and a half. I blame the background. Oh, this isn't worrying at all. There was a lot of shining going on that shouldn't have been happening. Especially on Maurice. Alright. We're in the last stretch. Let me see if I still have any snub water left. I do. I'm gonna finish it. It's probably cold now. There. Also, I don't know for you guys, I am looking forward to let's see, we're the 14th today, so this week there's going to be a new Clip Studio update, and I'm like hype because there's going to be some upgraded text controls. I'm not sure, but I think there's also going to be some new word balloon tools, so I'm hyped for that. I'm like, hee! edit physically. How else can I explain it? The text, like if I want it tilted, usually what I have to do is I make a second copy of the text, put it in raster, and then I can edit it. There it is. Bah, I was looking for my edge. But with the new tool, I can tilt it and keep it as a vector text. And that cuts a lot on the steps, which cuts on time, which lets me work, lets me work faster. And I'm all for some faster work time. Here I can get away with an ellipse. Doink. Oops. A professional, like every 3 seconds. Oops, 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 oops. There, we're done, and it only took an hour and a half. So there it is, this week's bootleg cookie. Just gonna give you a quick overview of the entire thing so you guys can enjoy my work real quick. And we're done. Just gonna let it go for a little bit until all my audio is done rolling so that the Facebook recording doesn't miss anything. Thank you guys for coming, and for those watching the recording, thank you for watching that while you're probably doing something else, but that's okay, I enjoy it. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and I love you. See ya!